please. Katherine Callahan, if you could just, if you guys are looking at the commissioners and they're getting all this interest money and we don't want to take it to litigation because we know commissioners do that all the time. They enjoy that. I don't know how many lawsuits we have actively going on in Madison County, but it's a crazy number. And that's generally where most of their funds are going. So I would say we decrease their budget as no matter how much money you give them out of that 500,000, next year their budget needs to be decreased. If you give them 250, then you're going to give them 250 less next year. The other thing is if you're going to give them money out of that interest, they get no more new money anywhere throughout the entire year. That commissioner's office has got to learn to live within their budget. ARPA was meant to help the people. Using this interest money to fix a bell tower does not help the people. There's nothing in that. Fixing that historic building does not help the people. So even though, yes, it's great that they put that money over there and they made some interest off of it, it also is a detriment because people who actually needed that money and should have been getting that did not receive that. We have so much reckless spending in this county, it's not even, I mean, what's the purpose of getting all this interest money if it's reckless? And I want to tell you how disrespectful it is to the public right now. People want these people to be respectful, but yet none of them are actively listening. They are passing papers and signing them. That is how much you think of the voters, that we are not deserving of your time. You give us lectures about how much you want us to respect you. Look how disrespectful you are to us. So, you know, telling the taxpayers, really your voice isn't important, just to sit down and shut up. I don't know that you guys ran on that campaign. For us to listen to the fact that we are replacing, we're not fixing the bell tower, we're replacing, or however he wanted to spin those words. If you replace a water heater, it's the same thing. It's maintenance. A water heater goes bad. The clock has gone bad. It's still not fixed. 2 months ago, maintenance was in front of there telling them that they already had the money. So I don't know why you're giving them more money. I just want you all to know there is something called malfeasance. It's intentional wrongdoing. You approved that money tonight knowing that maintenance said they had the money. It's on video. That's wrongdoing. 4 of you are wrong for what you're doing. I apologize that Ms. Likens is inconvenienced by us people speaking and that she's more interested in reading her papers than listening to the public. But there's this thing called active listening, and that's what you should do if you're going to be serving the people.
Cheryl McKinney. The last I knew, you guys were voted in by the voters to speak for us, not to do whatever the heck you want. And how many of you talk to your constituents to find out what they think about that bell tower or painting over at the youth center? Probably none of you. Will the training be open to the public when the attorney is giving the training? I know you said it's not, you're not going to answer questions, but I think the public deserves an answer.
We did the last time. I presume it would be anyway.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Clutter?
It's ultimately your decision.
Okay.
The training session is not considered a public meeting. You would normally participate because it's just orientation, debating or acting on anything, but it's certainly your option.
Can't hear.
To have it publicly.
Can you repeat what he said?
Please.
Yeah, Mr. Clutter said it's an option. It's not a requirement to be private or public. So it's however we choose to do it. And I don't care. But if there's a strong opinion one way or the other, I'm glad to entertain that. Sorry, we're having conversation. If
It's
that's
okay. No, I appreciate it.
Well, yes. Anyway, so what I would probably do in that case is just plan on having our meeting after the June meeting, so that if the public wants the training after, so that if the public wants to stay, they're welcome. If anybody has an issue with that, I'm glad to hear it. That would, again, it's not a decision-making time. There's no public comment. It's not something we have a discussion about, but you're welcome to hear what we hear, so nothing to hide there, I think, so. Anyway, sorry, ma'am.
Thank you.
Do you have any other comments?
So the entrance to Lindbergh Estates was hit over the winter time. That's still in disrepair. I'm not sure who to speak to about that. I don't know if a police report was filed. I have no way of knowing. I don't know exactly when it happened. I just noticed it one day, but the entire entrance, it's at Westgate and Lindbergh Road. I'd like for somebody to find out from the commissioners regarding the Star Bank and the parking lot, when the city or when the county acquired those, what we paid for those, what the intent and purpose of those were, what those lease agreements look like, and are those triple net lease agreements? Because if those are triple net lease agreements, then that means that the leaseholder is also responsible for the maintenance of the building and the parking garage. And if those are not triple net lease agreements, when those leases expire, that's how those should have been written in the first place. But as taxpayers, we need to know why we are purchasing buildings, what the intent was, and is that costing me more money than what we're getting off of lease agreements? If so, that's a problem. We need to sell them. Thank you.
Thank you.